Hey, WACC family, as the new year has begun, I wanted to give you a new update regarding gatherings at WACC. We are so grateful that so many of you remain faithful to worship and gather online and on the patio on campus and in your cars. But some continue to wonder, when are we going to move inside the new worship center and chapel to gather? So I just wanted to address that real briefly. We were seeking a waiver back in the fall to move indoors because the new worship center and chapel have such great air circulation and filtration. And I asked you to pray that that waiver would go through. Well, due to some legal challenges, is right before Christmas, actually, the county of Los Angeles and the state changed the regulations. So no longer do we need a waiver anymore. Churches, places of worship are allowed to worship not just outdoor, but indoor as well because of those legal challenges. So that obstacle has been removed, which we're really grateful for. So if you're wondering, well, why haven't we moved inside yet? It's because there's some other complexity that has arisen. As you know, cases and hospitalizations in our area have increased drastically in ways that we had not experienced in the fall. We know this has touched many of your families. You've battled COVID. We know some of you in our church family have even lost loved ones to that. So even though we might be allowed to move indoors, we as church leadership have chosen to move slowly and wisely in this process. We have our filtration system in place, but we want to continue to wait, and we don't want to add to the hospitalizations in any way in our area. So let me tell you where we're headed next. Our volunteer and our staff are training to figure out the best and safest ways for when we move indoors to conduct worship. That will involve being socially distanced and masked and following all protocols. Also, we've continued to update the filtration system, not just in the new worship center and chapel, but in all buildings on our campus. In addition to this, we're going to continue to follow and listen to what the county says. The county sent out a guide to us that even though we are allowed to move inside, they would not recommend it just yet. And so we're going to continue to listen to that guidance. And we will then, when the time is right, move to indoor worship as well. Now, I know this news is disappointing to many of you. Many of you were ready to move indoors months ago. And for those of you who feel that way, I just want to ask, would you please continue to be patient just a little longer as we move through this process? We are a church body. We need each other. So hang in there in this process. I know others of you, as you think of moving indoors in the future, you might feel uncomfortable with that. And you felt comfortable meeting on the patio. So I want you to know our patio outdoor worship viewing will continue even when we deem it's safe to move indoors. And then I also know there's some of you who enjoy watching online, and for whatever reason, you will continue to watch online in the future. And I want you to know our online church will continue to remain strong, and that's going to be provided for you. Now, for all of you, I know you've got lots of feedback that you've been sharing and questions, and some of you have shared that with me. If you have any questions or feedback you want to give to our church leadership team, though, I want to invite you to send those messages to the email address churchboard@wac.net. churchboard@wac.net, and we would love to hear from you. And friends, as always, please continue to pray for wisdom and protection and guidance as we seek to bring Jesus to people and people to Jesus in this unique time. God bless you.